viewers, and welcome to ABC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, bringing you the latest news highlights of the hour. I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us, commencing with the top stories. China wants to further strengthen its coffee trade ties with Ethiopia. And Guinea-Bissau president declares recent violence as attempted coup, while army orders National Guard back to barracks. Ethiopia reaffirms regional cooperation and development commitment at the Landlocked Developing Nations Conference during the UN Climate Change Conference COP28 in Dubai. At the conference, Ethiopia highlighted its firm stance, stating that landlocked countries are in double jeopardy from the challenges they face on developing their own ports and tackling the devastating effects of climate change. The minister expressed Ethiopia's willingness to cooperate with other landlocked and developing nations in the region to promote mutual development and access to the sea. Despite having a strong economy, Ethiopia emphasized the significant challenge posed by its lack of access to a seaport and called for support from partner countries and the international community, according to Ethiopia News Agency. Ethiopia expressed its desire to collaborate with countries in the region and international development partners on the issue of sea access. The minister also highlighted the successful cooperation between Ethiopia and Djibouti as an example of such collaboration. It was emphasized that landlocked countries face a greater challenge when it comes to foreign debt, and this issue should be given attention. The conference participants made a commitment to establish a think tank facility to coordinate efforts in acquiring port services. Executive Secretary of the International Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, Warqina Gabayo, visited the Ethiopian Green Legacy Initiative's pavilion at Expo City, Dubai, where the UN Climate Change Conference COP28 is taking place. The Executive Secretary appreciated the climate actions being showcased in the Ethiopian pavilion at the COP28 venue. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, Ethiopia is making strong strides to climate sustainability, the IGAD chief noted. The IGAD Executive Secretary further underscored that Ethiopia's commitment to a greener future is palpable. National People's Congress Agriculture and Rural Affairs Standing Committee Chairman Du Zhezhao said China wants to further strengthen its coffee trade ties with Ethiopia. House of Representatives Rural Standing Committee and Chinese National People's Congress Agriculture visited AMG Coffee Trading in Galantown, Oromia region of Ethiopia. During the visit, Du expressed the growing recognition of Ethiopian coffee in China and the favorable conditions for Chinese investors to engage in coffee processing in Ethiopia. He pledged to encourage Chinese businesses in Ethiopia to increase the production and availability of Ethiopian coffee in the global market. Du highlighted the immense market potential in China as the youth increasingly switch from tea to coffee consumption. Chinese coffee companies are already purchasing significant quantities of Ethiopian coffee, leading to the establishment of strong business connections. To strengthen this partnership, the Standing Committee intends to collaborate closely with the Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority. Adunya Debela, Director General of the Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority, acknowledged that China is a major importer of Ethiopian coffee, with 10,879 tons exported in the last Ethiopian budget year and 2,285 tons in the current quarter. Adunya emphasized the benefits Chinese investors will gain by further strengthening their engagement in the Ethiopian coffee industry, ENA reported.
This is the Alley of the Baobabs.
Hands down my favorite tree. And although you can see a particular species in mainland Africa and another in Australia, this is the motherland of the baobab, with 6 original species to choose from, these being the tallest. So I'd say Madagascar is the best place in the world to see them.
Most agree they're at least 500 years old. More even say that they're in the thousands of years old.
Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night.
Welcome back. Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Sissoco Embalo on Saturday said this week's deadly violence involving members of the National Guard was an attempted coup as the army ordered them back to barracks. The clash on Thursday night in Bissau resulted in the deaths of at least 2 people. Embalo, who was attending a climate conference in Dubai, stated that the coup d'etat prevented his return and had been planned ahead of the armed forces anniversary celebrations on November 16. Guinea-Bissau has a history of coups and attempted coups since gaining independence from Portugal in 1974. Embalo himself survived an overthrow attempt in February 2022. A military official revealed that 6 soldiers were injured and transported to Senegal for medical attention. Calm was restored by Friday afternoon after the army arrested Colonel Victor Chongo, the National Guard commander. Despite a reduced security presence on Saturday, soldiers were still stationed at key locations such as the presidential palace and certain ministries. The army stated that some National Guard officers and soldiers had escaped to the country's interior. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, strongly condemned the violence and any attempt to disrupt Guinea-Bissau's constitutional order and rule of law. And finally, Afrilingual is playing a crucial role in ensuring that New York City's diverse African communities can access essential services and navigate legal processes effectively. African Communities Together, ACT, launched a language access campaign that successfully prompted the city government to add 4 new languages, including French and Arabic, to its list of official translations. Tegasarnisa has more from African News.
Recognizing the language barrier, advocacy groups including African Communities Together, ACT, launched a language access campaign that successfully prompted the New York City administration to add 4 languages, including French and Arabic, to its list of official translations. Despite these additions, challenges persisted for the African community in accessing vital city services. Maimona Deye, program manager at African Communities Together, highlighted that French and Arabic, while included, pose difficulties as they are preliminary languages of formal education. Many community members lacked the necessary educational background to navigate these languages effectively.
After that, we saw that our community were still struggling to access vital and critical city services because, for French or Arabic, these are languages of, school. The person needs to actually go to school in order to learn how to read and write French. So we noticed that a lot of our community members were still coming to our office requesting interpretation.
In response to the ongoing struggles, Afrilingual, a language cooperative, was established in August this year to address the language access needs of the rapidly growing African community. Aminata Chabileke, co-founder of Afrilingual, emphasized the cooperative collaborates with lawyers assisting African clients, particularly from West Africa, in filing asylum cases and articulating their stories accurately.
Been working with a lot of African, right? Now with the migrant crisis is even worse. I would say the need is more, but then before we launch, we work a lot with lawyers that needed help for their African client, most of the time West African, to file their asylum cases, to go through their stories. So we are here to assist them, help them, give them the tools to be able to express and give their story accurately.
Corina Bagiasu, a senior staff attorney on the immigrants' rights team at TechBot Justice, emphasized the vital role skilled interpreters play in their work. She noted the importance of continuity in working with interpreters who become familiar with specific clients, citing instances where long-term collaboration has greatly benefited their clients' comfort and understanding.
It's been really helpful, especially because you get to know the interpreters and you get to keep working with them and again, and they get to know your specific clients. So for example, I have a client who speaks Bambara from Mali, and we've been working with the same interpreter for over a year on different issues that have come up on her case. You know, she now knows the interpreter, feels comfortable, knows that she's going to understand when I call. So it gives a lot of comfort to our clients.
AfriLingual currently offers translation and interpretation services in about 10 African languages, including Bambara, Wolof, French, and Arabic. By bridging linguistic gaps, AfriLingual plays a crucial role in ensuring that New York City's diverse African communities can access essential services and navigate legal processes effectively.
This is the Alley of the Baobabs.
Hands down my favorite tree. And although you can see a particular species in mainland Africa and another in Australia, this is the motherland of the baobab, with 6 original species to choose from, these being the tallest. So I'd say Madagascar is the best place in the world to see them.
Most agree they're at least 500 years old, more.
Show me all the places I've never known, and we'll chase the night.
This is the Alley of the Baobabs.
Hands down my favorite tree. And although you can see a particular species in mainland Africa and another in Australia, this is the motherland of the baobab, with 6 original species to choose from, these being the tallest. So I'd say Madagascar is the best place in the world to see them.
Most agree they're at least 500 years old, more even say that they're in the thousands of years old.
Show me all the places I've never known, and we'll chase the night.
That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.